You are 16 years old, kneeling on a cracked driveway in suburban Ohio, draining 4.5 quarts of dirty oil from your mother's 2007 Honda Civic into a Walmart pan you bought for $9. The drain plug is seized. The wrench slips. Your knuckle splits open on the subframe and you bleed onto the concrete. 40 years later, a 34-year-old buyer walks into the same trade, sits across a desk from you, and signs a check for $549,900 to buy the shop you built with those same hands. Between those two moments sits a career where the median wage is $47,770, where 57% of technicians sink over $60,000 into tools they will pay for over 20 years, and where 6 out of every 10 people standing in your shoes right now have already thought about quitting this week. This is every level of a car mechanic in America, from the $14 an hour lube tech in the pit to the $500,000 shop owner walking away. If you stay until the end, you will see the one decision at level 4 that separates the men who retire rich from the men who retire with nothing but a bad back and a tool loan they are still paying off. Level 1. The driveway. You are 16. The Civic is on jack stands your father bought at Harbor Freight for $39. You strip the oil drain plug because nobody told you it tightens to 29 foot-pounds, not 80. You watched a YouTube channel called Chris Fix for 2 hours last night, and now you think you understand cars. You do not, but you finish the oil change for $41, in parts when Jiffy Lube wanted $94.99, and that gap, that $53 gap, lodges itself somewhere in your chest. The next Saturday you do the front brake pads on the Civic. The shop quoted $320. You spend $87 at AutoZone and 4 hours on your back in the driveway. You torque the lugs in a star pattern because Chris Fix said to. Your father walks out, looks at your work, and says nothing, which is the highest compliment he has ever given anyone. You enroll in auto shop the following semester. You are now one of roughly 50,000 students running through A's Education Foundation accredited programs in the United States. Your instructor is a retired Ford Master Tech with 2 missing fingertips. He tells the class the trade pays. He does not tell you that the bottom 10% of mechanics in America earn $33,660 a year. He does not tell you about the ones who leave. Level 2. The lube pit. You are 18. You took the job at Take 5 Oil Change because they advertised $14.90 an hour, and your truck needed gas. The bay is a concrete trench. You stand in it. Customers drive their vehicles over your head, and you drain, swap, top off, vacuum, rotate, 15 minutes per car, brand standard, corporate stopwatch. 8 to 12 cars a day. The customer pays $94.99. You make $14.90. The math is the first thing that bothers you, and it never stops bothering you, not for the rest of your career. There is an upsell script taped to the column. Air filter. Cabin filter. Coolant flush. Wiper blades. You learn to hold a dirty cabin filter against the sun in the customer's window. The regional manager calls it the reveal. You sell 3 coolant flushes in your second week, and corporate buys the bay a pizza. The Bureau of Labor Statistics median wage for your entire industry segment, called Other Automotive Repair and Maintenance, is $35,310 a year. You read that on your phone in the break room and laugh, because you are already on pace to make less. A man named Carlos trains you. He has been in this pit for 4 years. He is 29 and his lower back is finished. He tells you, drain bucket in hand, that you will learn nothing here past oil and filters, and that if you want to be a real mechanic you need to leave within 12 months, or you will be him. You print out the careers page from a dealership down the road. You staple it inside your locker. You start studying for A's A5, the brakes certification, on your phone between cars. Level 3. The B-Tech. You are 20. A Chevrolet dealership in Cleveland hired you because you passed A's A4 and A5 at $62 per exam, plus a $34 registration fee, and because their previous B-Tech walked off the floor on a Tuesday. The service manager hands you a single page. Flat rate begins today. $10 an hour minimum guarantee for 90 days. After that, you eat what you kill. Your first week, you flag 52 hours in 40 clock hours. Brake pads, tire rotations, a wheel bearing, a battery, a wiper motor. You do book jobs in 2/3 of book time because you are young and your body still works. The paycheck clears at $1,560. You text a screenshot to your mother. You tell yourself you have made it. Then the shop runs cold. The next week you flag 22 hours. Then 18. Then 9. The dispatcher, a 44-year-old former service writer named Kenny, who has never personally turned a wrench, gives the easy money work to his nephew in Bay 3, who is your age and half as good. You learn the word gravy. You learn the word warranty. You learn the word comeback. The first time a customer drives back in with a wheel that was not your fault but is now your problem, and you eat 4 hours of unpaid labor. 60% of technicians have considered leaving the industry according to internal surveys at the Auto Care Association. You become one of them on a Thursday in October. That same Thursday, the Snap-on truck pulls into the lot. Mike, the dealer, has a roller cabinet on lay-by for you. $11,675, $2,918.75 down, $53.11 a week, for 260 weeks. You sign. You have just taken on 5 years of debt to do your own job. Mike claps your shoulder and drives to the next bay. You sit on the toolbox that night after the shop closes. The drawers slide on ball bearings. It smells like new vinyl and grease. You think about the master tech on a forum who wrote that he could not have accumulated his $80,000 in personal tools without buying from the truck. You think about the 57% of mechanics who will spend over $60,000 on tools across their career. You do not sleep well that night. You go in the next morning and flag 54 hours in 4 days. The math works again. Then it does not. Then it does. This is the pattern of the trade for the next decade of your life. Level 4. The A-Tech. You are 27. You have passed A's A1 through A8. You are now a master automobile technician. There are roughly 58,000 of you in a national workforce of 887,000 civilian mechanics. 6.5%. You wear the patch on your sleeve. The dealership has moved you off the maintenance rack and onto diagnostic tickets. Glassdoor reports A-Techs at your level average $71,593 annually. The 90th percentile clears $106,000. The Bureau of Labor Statistics ceiling for the entire trade is $80,850. You are knocking on it. A 2019 turbocharged sedan rolls in under powertrain warranty. Misfire on cylinder 3, intermittent, the kind of failure that has already defeated 2 other shops. You scope the injectors. You read freeze frame data. You pull the timing cover. The engine has to come down. General Motors books the warranty job at 8.6 hours. You know what that means before you tear into it. It takes you 3 full days. 3 days on your back, on the phone with technical assistants, pulling sub-assemblies. A technician named Daniel Coons at a GM dealership in West Nyack told NY Focus reporters this exact same story in 2023, almost word for word. 8.6 warranty hours paid, 24 shop hours worked. The Illinois Multiplier Act passed in 2021 forced manufacturers in that state to reimburse dealers at customer pay rates, and technician earnings rose 3 to 7% overnight. Ohio has not passed it. You finish the engine on a Friday at 6 in the evening. The car runs. You flag 8.6 hours for 24 hours of work. The customer pays $98 an hour at the counter. Warranty reimburses the dealership $68. The gap is structural. The service writer who controls your dispatch board does not know what a cam phaser is. He still controls your paycheck. You begin spending 3 hours a night on the diagnostic network forum after your daughter goes to sleep. You bid on a Snap-on Triton scanner for $5,995, and the truck adds it to your tab. The Ford F-Doctor's factory subscription jumped from $900 to $1,200 annually in September of 2024. You pay it. Toyota TechStream is $480 a year. You pay that. Your tools are out earning your kid's daycare bill. Level 5. The Master and the Foreman. You are 34. You passed A's L1, the Advanced Engine Performance Specialist exam, on your 4th attempt. A well-known technician on YouTube documented passing it on his 5th, and you took strange comfort in that. You added L4, the ADAS Calibration Specialist, which A's launched in May of 2022. The shop made you foreman. Glassdoor data puts shop foreman pay at $82,739 on average, with the 90th percentile at $121,000. BMW master technicians at the 90th percentile clear $148,000. Mercedes-Benz techs, $137,000. Of the entire United States workforce of mechanics across more than 30 years of ACE testing, only 2,289 human beings have ever earned the A's World-Class Technician designation, which requires passing 22 separate exams. You are not one of them. You know 3 men who are. One of them is divorced. One has had 2 back surgeries. One drives a paid-off truck and owns 4 houses. A Mercedes rolls in with an intermittent no-start that has defeated 3 other shops. They have already replaced a starter, a fuel pump, and a control module. You scope the CAN bus on a cold Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. and watch the body control module drop off the network for 90 milliseconds every time the steering wheel turns left of center. You trace the wiring loom 3 feet down under the steering column and find a chafe point worn through to bare copper. A $2 wire. 8 hours of diagnostic time to find it. The customer pays for 1 hour. You bill the rest as goodwill against comeback risk. The shop owner approves it because you are the only person in the building who can do this work. You calibrate ADAS systems now, $250 to $500 a system at independent shops. The tools cost real money. The Autel Maxxis Ultra is $3,999 plus $899 in annual subscription. You took a hybrid and high-voltage course at AXDC's Up Your Voltage program in Massachusetts, $5,500 for 7 days of instruction. You came home, and the shop billed $40,000 in additional EV diagnostic work in your first quarter back. None of it shows up on your paycheck. You meet a man named Aaron Stokes at a regional conference in Charlotte. He owns Eurofix in Nashville and runs the ShopFix Academy that mentors independent shop owners. He tells you the foundation for his second location was poured in early 2009, the same week the bank pulled his construction loan during the financial crisis. He pivoted. He survived. He looks you in the eye over a hotel coffee and says the wrenches will not pay you what you are worth, ever, no matter how good you become. You drive 11 hours home thinking about that sentence. Level 6. The owner. You are 41. You bought a 4-bay independent shop in suburban Columbus from a 63-year-old owner who was ready to retire, the same way Sal Garcia took over Fremont Auto Center in California in 2017 from a man ready to walk away. You signed for $900,000. You put $200,000 down out of 15 years of savings and a second mortgage on the house. The seller carried a note for the rest at 6%. The first Monday you walk in as the owner, you adjust the thermostat. That is the entire job that day. You do not fix cars anymore. You manage 3 technicians, a service writer, a part-time bookkeeper, parts vendors, a Napa Auto Care contract, a $600,000 garage liability policy, Google Ads, and a Yelp page where someone gave you 1 star because the coffee machine was broken. The national average labor rate in 2024 was $142.82 per hour. You set yours at $149. Parts Tech surveyed 618 independent shops and reported average annual revenue per bay at $203,000. 4 bays puts you on pace for roughly $812,000 annually. BizBuySell's national median for sold automotive repair businesses is $908,605 in revenue. You are right at the median. You learn to read a profit and loss statement the way you used to read freeze-frame data. You learn that the loaded cost of a technician, including taxes, insurance, and benefits, is $45 an hour, and that a 65% labor margin requires a posted rate of at least 128. You learn that BizBuySell's national median seller's discretionary earnings on a profitable shop sale is $195,181. Yours is $230,000. The math is finally yours. You stop checking your phone for dispatch tickets. You start checking it for bank balances. You are 56. The buyer is 34. An A's master tech with the same 2 patches you wore at his age, and a wife who runs his books out of a spare bedroom. He is putting $200,000 down, the same number you put down 15 years ago. He is signing for the rest on a seller finance note. You shake his hand in the office where the coffee machine still does not work right. You walk the bays one final time. The lifts are the same lifts. Bay 2 still has the oil stain shaped like Florida that was there the day you bought the place. Your original snap-on roller cabinet, the one you signed for at 20, is in the corner of Bay 1 now, paid off 28 years ago. The drawer slides still working perfectly. The kid in Bay 3 is 19. He is a lube tech on his first month. He is making $14.90 an hour. He is draining the oil on a Honda Civic. He does not look up when you walk past. He does not know who you are. He does not know that the man who just sold this building started exactly where he is standing, on a driveway in Ohio with a stripped drain plug and a YouTube video. The check clears on a Tuesday morning for $549,900, plus the 15 years of owner draw stacked behind it, plus the house, plus the truck, plus the back surgery you had in 2019, because the Bell's workplace injury rate for automotive technicians is 185.9 per 10,000 full-time workers, and you were one of the roughly 9,940 cases recorded that year, plus the marriage that survived, plus the marriage of a man you used to work next to that did not. The trade replaces 70,000 technicians a year, mostly to attrition. The average tenure at one shop is 1 to 2 years. 60% of the men in your old bays are thinking about leaving right now. You kept showing up for 40 years. That was the entire trick. The kid in Bay 3 wipes his hands on a red shop rag and walks to the next car. You drive home. The house is paid off. The garage is empty. You do not own a single wrench anymore.